Good morning. How are you doing? My name is Ralph from Pacemaker, and this is my coworker, my best buddy, and Robert. Tell us who you are.
My name is Robert Hislop. I'm a career development strategist coach, and I help people level up in their careers. I help people prep for interviews by doing mock interviewing and also help with salary negotiations on all the things that come forward when you're looking for a pivot or change in your career direction.
Sounds great. Thank you. Thanks for coming in. I found a very interesting article yesterday and I sent it to you. And I actually wanted to talk about it with you. And this article is from Business News Daily. And it says, employers look at the resumes for on average only 6 or 7 seconds. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, that's absolutely true, Ralph. You know, when you think about it, companies, when they put on an ad looking for people, a lot of people apply, and it's not humanly possible
Too many.
for too many. Yeah, a lot of people can't really sit there and read resume. So what they do is they have what they call an ATS, an applicant tracking system, which is a software that they run the resumes through that ultimately pick out the keywords that will now shortlist the prospective employees that will ultimately get in front of a recruiter or a screener that will now make another shortlist of speaking to prospective candidates / clients.
Right. Back in the old days, so we used to print out all these resumes and then go over one by one. Even that, I didn't really look at it over 10, 15 seconds. And we just said yes or no, yes, no, right? That's how.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the way it is kind of still being done.
Mhm.
A lot of companies are just trying to make the process a little shorter, smoother, but ultimately at the end of the day, your resume is going to get in front of a set of eyes that
Yeah.
somebody's going to have to really read it from top to bottom. That will make you to that short list.
Right.
So applicant tracking system is the new thing, and it is what it is. But whenever you apply for a job, you're going to cater your resume to that specific role, job description that highlights your experience and your knowledge and why they should hire you.
Yeah. So how, there are a lot of people who just sends out their resume to 500 different companies, right?
Mhm.
So does that work or quantity matters? What's your thoughts on that?
I think you should really tailor make it. I think it's a strategy that you got to sit down and really think about. Look at where you want to go, what you want to do. Are you just looking for a job? Or are you looking for a career? So yeah, looking for a job is a full-time job. So you should sit down and tailor make the resume / and the cover letter to make sure that it gets in front of the right eyes. So definitely it's a
Yeah.
work in progress.
I love how you said it. Looking for a job is a full-time job.
Yeah, it is. I mean, some people don't really understand it, but it is. You got to dedicate it. You got to be strategic, and you got to put the time in. I mean, you got to do the grind because
Exactly.
you get back out what you put in. So
Mhm.
if you don't put a maximum effort out there, you're not going to get any response.
There are a lot of people who just work on their resume or their job hunting for just an hour or two per day, and of course then they make their own chores or meeting their friends, going out. It just doesn't work, right? So
No,
it's
but I
all about
mean,
the mentality.
you could take that hour or two strategically, say from X time to Y time, I'm going to work on finding a job. It doesn't have to be 8 hours a day, but make that time that you put into it effective, and you will definitely see results. I
Yeah.
mean, I myself, I've looked for jobs in the past, and that's kind of the strategy I've used.
Mhm. Mhm.
Whenever you think of something, you're sitting in front of your computer, just do it, apply,
Yeah.
right? So it doesn't have to be straight sitting there pounding out application. No, 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there, an hour or two a day, whatever works best for your schedule. But it has to become part of your core responsibilities and do this for, the course of the week while you're looking.
Okay, let's go back to the ATS. I wanted to talk about ATS versus network, and networking is my personal favorite. How do you see it?
They're both good. Because at the end of the day, networking kind of plays into ATS, right? So ultimately, it's not necessarily who knows you when you're doing a networking thing, but somebody that you might network with will take your resume to the internal people and they may still have to run it through the applicant tracking system.
Mhm.
So it's great to build up your networking skills, whether virtually or in person,
Mhm.
and talk to people that you know, because it's not necessarily, again, I repeat myself now, what you know, it's who you know. And I can attest for that myself in my career journey, that I've gotten opportunities based on my network. And back in those days, they weren't having applicant tracking systems, but it's, again, they work hand in hand. Applicant tracking system is just a tool that organizations use to make their internal process a little bit more efficient, a little more seamless, but ultimately you're gonna get in front of somebody's eyes. So
Right.
there are pros and cons to it. You can't get away from it. So I'm a big proponent of networking by far.
Yeah. So networking, as a newcomer or recent grads, you think you don't have any network in Toronto, Canada, or anywhere, wherever you are. How do we start?
You do have people that you can network with, i.e. people that you went to school with, people from your past. If you're a newcomer to the country, there are people that are in your life that might have lived in where you're coming from. Ironically enough, they could be connected to somebody in your new country that you didn't realize. So network, network, network. And one of the things that's the best place to do it is on LinkedIn. So if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, I would suggest that you go make one, get a good headshot, not necessarily a selfie picture, but a great headshot that looks professional, and definitely use a professional email address and start commenting, and see how it goes with people's posting. Again, make LinkedIn do the heavy lifting for you.
For sure. Anything else you want to share before we go?
No, I think that's basically about it for today. It was great talking to you, Ralph, about this particular topic. And I know that this is something that we're going to be doing in an ongoing, as we will say, a series. And, we'll look forward to whatever next topic that we're going to sit down and talk about. So this was great. And looking forward to the next episode, so to
For
speak.
sure. Yeah. Let's do it like a Thursday kind of vibe thing.
All right. Well, let's
so
see
much fun.
what our audience thinks, man. So this was great. So we'll keep plugging away until we see some results.
Exactly. All right. Thank you very much.
All right, my friend. We'll catch up.
For sure.